Hey everybody, Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. I hope you're doing well today. So this is a session on 9/11. So what happened on 9/11/2001 in New York City and in other parts of the United States. We're going to take a look at that. We've got questions that you asked. I did a post a couple days ago, a week ago, asking for your questions about 9/11. So we're going to ask the Lead Team Collective. And basically you have questions that ask about just factual. You wanted to just see what the SGs or the lead team had to say about some of the facts that we have been told about 9/11. There are some skeptical sort of questions, some skepticism to check in on those, and some spiritual exploration as far as 9/11 goes. Okay. So for those who maybe if you're my age, you know exactly where you were when 9/11 happened. It's one of those kind of days, obviously. But there might be younger people here who don't know a lot about it. So I'm just going to give you a little paragraph of what happened. Okay, so on September 11, 2001, 19 Al-Qaeda terrorists hijacked 4 commercial planes, resulting in the deadliest terrorist attack on U.S. soil. 2 planes struck the World Trade Center's Twin Towers in New York City, and a third crashed into the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia. The 4th plane, United Airlines Flight 93, went down in a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, after passengers and crew fought back against the hijackers. Those coordinated attacks claimed the lives of nearly 3,000 people and injured over 6,000 others. The data is factual and comes from reliable sources, this data. This topic connects to a collective awakening theme as the tragedy sparked a widespread conversation about vulnerability, resilience, and the interconnectedness of humanity. So I do want to point out, though, that I did another quick little search. I asked Mabel, how many people actually, because of the event in the last 20 years, have died because there were a lot of people. So 3,000 people died immediately or, within that time period. And then 6,000 people were injured. But I wanted to see, because I know there were a lot of people who got health issues, like first responders, had a lot of asbestos health issues because when the towers came down, all of that debris. I mean, you guys remember if you saw that, like the clouds of debris. I mean, it was like miles long. I'm not sure it was miles, but it looked like it was. So, okay, so let's see. There is some differences depending on who posts. So the New York Post, the World Trade Center Health Program. So there's a World Trade Center Health Program as of 2025. Out of 63,000 plus diagnosed individuals. So 63,000 people have been diagnosed with something caused by the 9/11, by the events of 9/11. Okay, 63,000. So that's a lot more. 8,215 WTC health program enrollees have died, including 3,767 deaths from cancer alone, which surpasses the immediate death toll, obviously. Asbestos reports were 4,343 deaths since 9/11, stating that these may now exceed the number of immediate fatalities. And Wikipedia as of 2008, but that was a long time ago, so we'll pass on that one. So that it just gives you an idea. I mean, obviously we don't know the true numbers, but it gives you an idea that this was much bigger than just the immediate situation, the immediate attack. Okay, so let's take a look at your questions. Okay, so first I'll say the prayer, and if you're new here and you're wondering what it is that I'm doing with this, these dowsing rods, and who I'm talking to, I have a Start Here playlist that will pop up at the end of this video, and you could click on that and kind of explore the different topics in there. Okay, it's kind of more introductory videos. Okay, so I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides, guardians, the lead team collective, and only those of the highest and purest light, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect my channel, your channel, our community, the lead team collective, so it is only of the highest and purest light. Amen. Okay, hello lead team and my own spirit team. How you guys doing today? Nice. They're saying yes, they're doing good. Thank you as always for all your guidance and support and love for our community and, spending time with us, answering these questions for us. It's very, very helpful for us as humans and it definitely helps me stay grounded and stay in the spiritual realm of things. So things don't feel so heavy all the time. So appreciate it, lead team and my own team. Okay, so they're saying yes. They like to be appreciated, I think. Everybody does, right? Okay, so lead team, we've got, let's see, how many questions do we have? We have 33 questions, and again, these came from the community. I didn't write any of these, and AI did not write any of these, okay? So 33 questions. We do have some direct community questions that we're going to, that we pulled from here as well. The little scenarios we'll give you, a couple of them. And, okay, I think we're all set. Okay, although I have a steak. I have a steak that's in the air fryer. I have a steak in the air fryer right now. 1 minute. Only me who will tell you that. Okay, so I'm going to go get the steak out of the air fryer and I will be back to answer all the questions. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. I just think it's so funny. I was thinking about it while I was eating. When people, like on video, when I say that or other people say it, it's just so natural to be like, well, okay, I'll be back in a minute. And then, like, of course, for you, like, it's like, I'm back. Anyways, okay, are you guys ready? All right, let's go ahead and ask the questions. I'm kind of curious to see what kind of things you guys wanted to know about here. So let's see. Okay, so question number 1, was the government aware, so let's clarify and say the U.S. government, was the U.S. government aware that the attacks were planned? Entertainment purposes only, and allegedly, yes. Oh boy. Well, let's just say this. So they had gotten tipped off, correct? That something was coming. That I heard a while back, yes. Were they able to prevent it? Would they have been able to prevent it had they? Yes. Okay. Again, I'm only going to say it one more time. Entertainment purposes only and allegedly. Okay. So, all right. So if yes, was there something that could have been done to prevent the attacks? Yes. I'm going to ask this just because it's something that I've been reading about recently. Some of you know I've been reading about MK Ultra. Never even knew about it until more recently. I'm not glad I really know about it, to be honest. So, I am and I'm not. But were the attackers, were those who planned this under MK Ultra control, like mind control? Yes. Were they under mind control by the U.S. government? Yes. Okay. This is pretty dicey, so, again. Doesn't mean it's true, you guys. Doesn't mean it's true. I don't, why they would want us to know this, I don't know. But you asked. I'm not sure I really want to know, but... Okay. All right. We'll see. We'll see what you guys have to say about all this in the comments. Okay. Okay, so then the next question was, did the U.S. government plan the attack? Yes. Oh. I hope that's not true. Is there any chance that that's not true? No. Obviously, like, we've been hearing rumblings of that for a long time. I'll get to the questions in a minute, but Jim and my husband and I went to New York City. I don't know. I would say like a year later. We took a tour. There was like a tour, and there was a big hole still for both the Twin Towers. They hadn't even done any work on Freedom. What is it called? Freedom Tower. So, anyways, but there was somebody walking around Times Square, and they were passing out these CDs that they wanted people to watch. So, well, we watched it when we got home, and it was really about an alternative story that was being told. And this was like a year later. This was like in 2002, you know. So this isn't new, obviously, that conspiracy different theories about what happened, are out there. So that's probably why they ended up being the first couple questions. Okay. Did any American know about the horrible plan beforehand? Yes. Did the Patriot Act get implemented to take away some of our freedom? Yes. Was the media coverage at the time truthful? No. Was it thorough? No. And was it accurate? No. Was this a part of does this have anything to do with Heritage Foundation by chance? Yes. Because this has been going on, like building up since Reagan? Yes. Did it have anything to do with them being able to go to war because they'd get extra money, that sort of thing? The people who, would prove to gain from going to war? Yes. And so was this done in order to create an opportunity to go to war? Yes. Was there anything other than that? Yes, there was. Okay. Okay. It's very, very hard to see these things, again, allegedly, about a place that we thought was, if you live in the US, that we thought was above par. We didn't, not everything, but, taking pride in our country and all that kind of stuff. Well, we can take pride in our country because not everybody is a scammer. It just happens to be the people who run the federal government, and that's a very small number of people, but they are, they've got the wealth. So, okay, let's see. Were the towers brought down by explosives that had been put in place on several floors? Yes, I've never asked this. That was on that CD. But I've never asked my spirit guides about this. So, yes, they were. Did a missile hit the Pentagon? No. Yeah, right? Because they never really did they ever find pieces of plane? Yes. Okay. Was Building 7 at the Twin Towers destroyed by the heat from fires? No. Did Building 7 store files and evidence about missing money from the Pentagon's black projects? Yes, allegedly. Were the towers filled with explosives? Yes. Were many travelers removed before the planes hit the towers? No. Were there more than 4 planes intended to be hijacked that day? Yes. Was the original terrorist plan intended to occur on 9/10? Really? No. Was that, it was a Tuesday, wasn't it? So I hadn't heard anything about that. I wonder what that's all about on 9/10. So they started saying yes and then they said no. So was it always intended to occur on 9/11? Yes. Okay. Was the event a test of a new kind of weapon? No. Did the passengers on United 93 succeed in wresting control of the aircraft? Yes. Oh, wow. Okay. Because we don't know really if we were told the truth about that, right? It's hard to know. I don't know. Sometimes I do wonder, like, how much do we want to know about these things? I don't know. Do we? Uh, it depends if it's helpful. If it's helpful, if it's not helpful, it's not even worth entertainment, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? So you can tell I grapple with this, and I'm as honest always with you guys, even when I go make my steak. I'm never not going to be honest about how I'm feeling about things. But like the MK Ultra stuff. And now I watched a video recently that has to do with trafficking and people that I'm not even going to say it right now. I might do a coffee with Karen about it just because I want to explore it a little bit. I'm not sure. I'm glad I know about that. So the question is it helpful? How is it helpful? It's only helpful if there's something, the more and more people who become aware, then the more we're aware, the more we can stop supporting things that we don't realize we're supporting, right? I guess. So anyways, I don't know. You can tell I'm like a little challenged by this topic. Oh, ugh, I don't know. It doesn't feel good. But that doesn't mean just because it doesn't feel good doesn't mean that it's not the right topic to explore. I don't know. I don't know. I can go back and forth on it. You guys tell me what you think. Okay? All right. Was United 93, was it shot down by the military? No. Okay. So it did legitimately fall basically from the sky because of, yes. Okay. Did anyone in the towers have advanced knowledge of the attack? No. Okay. Was gold moved from the towers before they collapsed? Yes. I hadn't heard that. Was 9/11 done so the U.S. had a reason to invade Iraq? Yes. In order to obtain a powerful artifact? No. So I broke that question down into two. So I haven't heard about that, the powerful artifact. Did the government gain from this tragedy? 1,000%. Yes. Well, and we collectively all came together, right? We have to get into this. The only time I can handle this kind of conversation is when we get to the spiritual stuff. Okay, so hopefully, if we don't, I'm going to take us there. But my sister wrote that there are some spiritual questions in here, so that's good. Okay. Okay, so somebody in the community is asking, so can you guys tap into the community person who is asking this about their sibling? Yes, okay. Did my sibling have a big impact on figuring out who the 9/11 perpetrators were at the time? Yes. Wow. Or was my sibling instrumental in finding Osama bin Laden? Yes. Wow. Okay. Well, was Osama working for the U.S. government? It must have been. Yes. If you if you watch some things that trace back Osama as part of the Saudi family, who is now connected to, there's just all these, and how Netanyahu, Israel falls into all that. There's documentaries on YouTube about that, just looking at all the connections, you know. So, okay. All right. Did many souls leave their bodies before the physical event so they didn't have to experience the physical pain and trauma? Yes. Did all souls leave their bodies before, like, whatever situation they were in? Yes. Okay. The night of 9/11, this is a personal question from someone in the community. I felt hundreds of souls in terror and loss, and I helped them pass into the light. Oh my gosh. Yes. They're saying yes. Was this real? Yes. Oh my gosh. I wasn't in a place to do that back then. That's amazing. I just wasn't like even aware, you know. Was this a hallucination? No. Oh, great job. Good job. That's amazing. You guys are so amazing. This community is awesome. Was everyone who passed during that time collectively, like all those that went at the same time, was that a part of their soul contract? Yes. So was 9/11 actually preventable in the bigger picture? It was. Okay, yes. So was there a chance that humans could have chosen otherwise? Yes. Would those souls have left together in a different situation then? No. Okay. So they did recognize that that was a possibility that their soul would leave at a mass exit with other souls. Yes. But there is a possibility that other choices could have been made to that wouldn't have happened. Is that correct? I've never really asked questions like that before. Yes. Okay. So would a lot of those souls that mass exited during that time, would they still be alive today had they not, if that didn't happen? Yes. Okay. Is that a bad thing? Is it a bad thing that this happened in terms of evolution, human evolution? No. Yes, it is. Okay, so yes. I was expecting them to say no, but you can hear, sometimes you can tell like my brain wants to say no, and then they're saying yes. So it was a bad thing in terms of human evolution. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. I wonder who was in charge during that time. Were the Republicans in charge during that time? Who was in charge during that time? Yes, they were. Did the Democrats have anything to do with this? Like anybody in Democratic power? No. Did Democrats know about it? No. Do they know about it now? Yes. But I think it's interesting because there's people like, I'm in the state of Wisconsin, and the bonehead who's our Republican senator in the state of Wisconsin, Ron Johnson, he's like trying to get to the bottom of the 9/11 or whatever. That's what his priority right now, just so you know. That's his priority. So the question is like, it's so interesting to me that like he's the one on that kind of committee when, to me that just feels, so Ron Johnson is like trying to get to the bottom of it. Yes. Does he already know? Is he already aware? Yes. Is he on that committee to continue hiding the truth, basically? Yes, allegedly. Yeah. It's just so hypocritical, Yeah. Really wide swing on that one too, you guys. Okay. I swear, if this is not helpful for people, then if I start hearing comments that this is not helpful, we're taking this video down. I am not here to spread rumors, to make people feel worse about our country, the world. we have to come to a spiritual place on this, or I'm not going to be comfortable. I'll post it, but we'll see. Okay. You got to let me know. Is it like actually helpful for you to know this information? Because if it's not, I'm, again, I'm not going to keep it up. So I'll see. All right. Okay, let's see. Are the first responders who became sick from dealing with the aftermath going to retain their benefits taken for the rest of their lives? Yes. Okay, good. Was the cloud that floated uptown from the rubble the combined souls of the 9/11 victims? No. No. Did my dream, okay, so another personal question. Did my dream about falling through smoke on the night of 9/11 reflect someone's actual experience? Yes. Well, let me ask, was it this person's higher self having another experience? Yes. So your higher self was, it seems like, because we can have multiple life experiences right at the same time. Yes, but is obviously different personalities. And so yes, was this person's higher self had another personality who was involved in 9/11 falling? Yes. I hope that feels good to know that. But, this is all about, what we're gaining from this. So, although, now that they said wasn't great for evolution, I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna bring this to a happy ending somehow. Okay. Do the spirits of the souls still linger around the World Trade Center site? Yes. All of them? No. They have freedom of choice though to hang there, or yes. Are they stuck? No. Okay. So they're just, are they there? So they're not stuck, but are they there? Is it spiritual growth to be there? Is spiritual growth involved? Yes. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I have a feeling you guys are going to have part 2 questions, so feel free to put as many questions. I would love that, actually. We should do a part 2 because I just feel like there should be a lot more questions now based on what we're talking about here. Okay. Did the spirits of the souls... Okay, so we talked about that. Okay. So community member Plum Vibes worked in DC at the time. Here is her story. I evacuated out of the city immediately on the metro. I saw the smoke from the Pentagon from the train. We were packed in the cars like sardines because everyone was panicking and had no idea what was happening. The metro stations were packed when we stopped at each metro station except for the one at Congress, which was Capitol South. It was completely empty. We were shocked. Wow. Wow. Okay. So that leads to a question. That is very interesting. Did they get the news earlier and evacuate Congress before we got the news? Yes. Okay. So the one at Congress. Okay, so the one at Congress, Capitol South. That's interesting. Did anybody know that story? That is interesting. Now I really feel like a spiritual sleuth. Thank you. Somebody sent me a spiritual sleuth mug. I just got it yesterday. Oh my gosh. I will use it soon in Coffee with Karen. So cute. But you didn't leave your name. I don't know who sent it. Oh my gosh. Okay. That is a great Plume Vibes. Oh my gosh. That is a crazy story. Wow. What was I would die to know, like, what was everybody talking about? Were people like, where is everybody? Well, here, let me just ask this. Is there a chance that they didn't know ahead of time? No. Oh, I was going to say, and maybe went underground? Did Congress go underground? Let's just say that. Yes. So they did go underground. So is that why they weren't at the train station? Yes. But there's other people besides Congress, aren't there, that could have gotten on that train? Yes. Okay. But did everybody there go underground, basically? Yes. Huh. Interesting. Okay, there was a woman on our train sobbing, saying that she could not get a hold of her husband at the Pentagon. We tried to comfort her by saying the phones were down. So this, I'm assuming, is the same part of that story. Okay, so this person, Plume Vibes, I'm assuming this is part of your story still. Did her husband make it out of live? Yes. Yes. Very wide swing. Okay, were guardian and earth angels there helping people to survive during any of the 9/11 stuff? Yes. Yes. For sure. There was probably so many. I mean, weren't like, I would guess, I hadn't thought about this, but wouldn't all of our guardian angels and our spirit guides just be like, just all over, like constantly helping the whole world probably? Yes. So were we 1,000% angelically supported during that time? Yes. Okay. Have they ever seen anything like this type of situation on any other planet, any other galaxy? No. Okay. So this was a very unusual circumstance, situation? Yes. Okay. Huh. All right. Community member Mel Setley. Okay. It's M-A. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You'll know that this is your question. So community member lives in New York City, or lived in New York City, and was in Midtown during 9/11 as such. I don't know what that means. I have my own perspective and shadows from the event. Okay, got it. Yet mass viewers also bore witness and were themselves deeply impacted. Totally. I mean, did anybody else just, their eyes were glued to the TV for like hours and hours and hours? I had heard somebody recently, I don't remember where, but they were talking about how the media, this was planned to just play it over and over and over again so that we would not have any problems going to Iraq. None. Did anybody else? Anybody else have a problem going to Iraq at the time? Oh no. Very vengeful. We were all very vengeful. So that was that's basically, I mean, that's mind control. That's basically what they were using, allegedly, is mind control. And they did that through the TVs. So if something like that happens again, we need to be careful and think about, are they trying to, I don't know, So, I don't know. But, we're all spiritual beings having human experience. We don't live on this earth forever. It is what it is. Sometimes it just is what it is. There's many, many light workers and empaths and those that are high vibration that have to deal with the low vibration stuff. And we've chosen to do that. That's why we're here. So we could experience it and probably work through the things that we're working through even to this day, the more we find out about stuff, right? So like circling back to how I was feeling about this earlier in the video, So the key is that we've got to keep our vibration high. That's why I question whether I want to post certain videos, because if I lower the community's vibration, I'm not doing that. That is not worth posting anything to lower the community's vibration. If this helps us put things in perspective and keep our vibrations higher because we're more aware of things, then so be it. But if that's not the case, then so that's just my goal. I ain't lowering vibrations here. And my vibration felt lower at the beginning of this video, which is why then I question, right? So, okay. But I always do have to come back to the soul contract. So let me ask the lead team. Lead team, is this a video that I should post if I want to make sure? Well, let me just ask, is this a video I should post? Yes. Okay. Is this video at risk, though, of lowering the community, not my community, but the community? No. Lowering our vibration? No. Is this information that you feel is important for us, is spiritual, evolving human beings, is important for us to know this information? Yes. Okay. I don't quite know why yet. I do know why, because obviously the more you know, but I don't know how it's going to play out, knowing this kind of information, us individually and us collectively. We'll have to wait and see. We'll talk about it. We'll just keep talking about it, you know? So you might have thoughts on that, so please share it, okay? Okay, so did the spirit realm intend for this event to prompt a spiritual awakening across the globe? Yes. Did it? Did it prompt a spiritual awakening? Yes. But didn't it also really lower our vibration too? No. Well, because I'm thinking like, well, didn't a lot of Americans, especially, well, even people outside of the United States, weren't we feeling quite vengeful? And a lot of the rhetoric was around hate. Yes. And so wasn't that quite low vibration? Yes. But was the spiritual awakening, did it still happen the way that the spiritual realm was hoping it would happen? Yes. Okay, well, that's positive. Okay. All right. Are there more lessons we still need to learn from the events of 9/11? Yes. Is the 9/11 information, like understanding this, especially like the MK Ultra stuff, is our purpose of knowing this stuff now, if it's true, is it ultimately so we can stop it? So that we'll just stop? Yes. Okay. Again, I don't know how that's going to happen, but I guess the more people are aware, the better. Yes. They're saying yes. Okay. Okay. And so it is a goal of your guys, the lead teams, that this information get out there this way? Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, I don't know, you guys. Okay. Questions? Other questions? Let's do a part 2. Feel free to put them in the comments right now. I hope you do have a lot of questions, especially spiritual ones. Can you guys ask a lot of spiritual questions about this, please? Because I just think there's more conversation to be had here, and I don't even feel like we skim the surface at this point. So let me know, okay? And I'll, let's get the comments in, and probably early next week I'll do a part 2. Okay? All right, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.